The today the topic is inbound actions. What is inbound action? Inbound actions. What is inbound action? Inbound action is nothing but whenever, for example, simple thing. Whenever if you are using a Paytm, so not Paytm or Flipkart, any third party tools, any shopping sites or something, whenever you used it, that's fine. If you are facing any issues, so if you are facing any issues, sorry, not if you are facing issues. So if you are facing any issues in that one, they will give you one email ID. If you send an email ID to it, then what happens? It will create a new incident for it. That means whenever the incident, if you want to create an incident, the user should have, not should have, the user uh, send an email to the correct email ID, then automatically record will be created in the instance. Similarly, the inbound action is nothing but whenever if a person send an email to ServiceNow instance, then that will be automatically converted as a record. So that for that one, inbound actions will be built. So in the inbound actions, there are three types. New, reply, forward. So there are three types of inbound action. New is nothing but it will create a new record. It will create new record. I'm sorry, somebody is typing. Please go mute. Rishita, I think can you go for mute? I'm getting some background noise from you. Thank you, Rishita. So now the new is nothing but whenever if the user is send an email, that's a fresh email, so it will automatically create it. And the second one is reply. Reply in the sense whenever we if we receive email from the service now, if he replies to the same thing, it will update the record. Update the particular record. How it will update the particular record means it will create a it will create a particular update. So forward is nothing but whenever if you forward an email, so it will create a new or update record. It will create or update the record. I think it will also forward also it will create the record. So create or update the record depending upon the our consideration. So now what happened whenever, so this is the three types of, sorry somebody is saying you cannot hear. Hello, can you hear me guys? Hello, can you hear me? Rima, Sudhakar, can you hear me? Yeah, Manisha, can you hear me? Rishita, I think Kirtana, can you hear me? Yeah, yeah, I think maybe some issue. I think now okay. Now this is the three types of inbound actions we can configure it. So if you want to configure inbound actions, first we need to set up the properties, email properties. So similarly, Earlier, what we have configured the email sending. Oh my god, very good. So earlier, what we have configured the outbound email configuration. That is fine. Now, inbound email action. So if you want to email receiving is enabled, so then this should be do it. Email receiving is enabled, and we have to do it. And the next one is if this property is enabled, then only we can receive the emails in ServiceNow. It will create run and identify email as a reply by these subject prefixes. That means if the mail subject is coming with the reply, re, or accept, return, active, decline, these are all it will treat as a reply emails. If you want to, we can give any different name also for this. And the third one, identify email as forwarded by the subject prefixes. For example, if the email ID body is consists of FW, then the prefixes. I think it's my network issue. Just give a minute. I will switch the Wi-Fi. Okay. I hope now clear, right? Okay. So hello, can you hear me? Fine, thank you. Identify email as a forward by these subject prefixes. That means if the email ID is subject is config is the FW FWD, then we can then the system will treat as it's a forward email. That's the one. And if you want to, we can write any other thing also, and automatically create user incoming emails from trusted domains. That means if you want to create a users from the email, we can do it, but as a best practice, we cannot do it. Trusted domains when creating user that we creating users from incoming email. Sorry, trusted domains when creating new users from incoming emails. That means what are the emails is coming from, then we can configure this one. Right now I'm not doing anything by using, so I'm just going to save this one. Now what happened, we just configure the properties. So now the next step, the inbound, we have configured the inbound properties. First we need to set up the inbound email, sorry, next email account. That means which email ID we need to send an email. This is the problem here. So here I think from September 1st onwards, ServiceNow has disabled or removed the email accounts from this one. So if you want to configure email account, so we can configure from here. So we can configure what is the one, everything here. But unfortunately, ServiceNow didn't give the inbound email actions for this one email account. So we cannot add any email account since this is a practice. We don't have email accounts for the trusted email accounts. So this here we can configure it, and so that's the basic thing. So we can, if you want to, let me go to the inbound email actions. To be honest, we cannot practice this one as there is no inbound, there is no email accounts for it. But I will give one video. In that one, you guys can practice. Okay. Now next, see inbound email actions. If you want inbound email actions, we just create here, and by mistake, since we have already lot of thing were there, I'm just going to uh, disable those one. So I'm just going to create a new one. So if it is a new one, so I'm just writing this one inbound email action, incident creation, for example. Incident creation, and what was the table we have to do it. The action type is record action or reply email. Record action is nothing but we need to configure in the record or or update the record. So, but reply email is nothing but we need to configure. Reply email is nothing but we need to whenever if you're sending an email, so we need to receive a reply email. So right now I'm just creating as a reply one. And active is nothing but if is active is true, then only it will automatically update in the system. If it is active is false, it will not be updated anywhere. And next one is a stop processing. Stop processing is nothing but I will tell you this one later. So no need to worry this one. And when actions, so here whenever if an email is configuring, we have to do no two steps. First one is when to run. When to run is nothing but when this inbound email action as go to execute. So here you can see type is new reply forward. New is nothing but it's a fresh email. Whenever the user has sent a fresh email, it will send it. And reply reply is nothing but whenever the user is reply with the our email. We have already configured the RE. So for accepted, declined, tentative, if the subject contains those type of things, so we can identify it's a reply email. And also we configured if the email subject prefix contains so fw fw colon like this one, then it will read as an uh, reply email, sorry, forward email. So whatever we require, we can configure it. We can configure the new. The next one is the required roles. Required roles is nothing but if you want to restrict this one to any user, you can add it. That means the user should have the say that role, then only this will be executed. So for certain things we can restrict one, but mostly the incident we can give the open. Anyone can create the request for the incident. That's thing. Now the next one is execution order. Execution order is nothing but if the inbound action have the same condition, not same condition, same condition, which need to execute first. If you need to execute the first one, so we can give the lower order. So similar earlier we have given if you want to visible the choices first, we can give the lower order. So like that also, if you want to execute the first, we can give the lower order. And next one, from only emails from the sender will trigger this inbound action, which means if any user from a particular thing, if you want to configure, we can configure the same thing one. And next one, condition. We can write a condition here. For example, I'm just making a subject contains issue. For example, then means that means then this subject will be contains only the issue. And also you can see this is the basic thing when to run. So in the when to run, so this is the next action is nothing but what is the script or what is the action we need to perform it. So here forget about the script right now. So if you want to set up any field one, we can do it. So I'm just making for example, if an incident is created from there, I'm just creating categories, inquiry, no, from email, no, to inquiry, like that. We can give a few manual steps like short description, short description from email subject, and description from email body, which means, so what are the email subject, it will copy to the short description field of the incident, and what are the description field in the incident form. So what is the value, what is the we have entered in the email body, so it will be go to the description field. So this is the basic thing we need to configure it. Now if you see the inbound action script, basically, so we will configure the data in this one, like for example we can write a, so they can configure like they can write here like this one, category have given, okay, impact equal to 1, so they can write it, and urgency equal to 2. For example, the back, assume that this 1 and 2 is the backend value, impact and urgency is the backend values, and they want to describe something different, like a short description we have given, and description we have given, and the issue we have given. Just we need to copy any other field, like okay, here when you're configuring here, so the contact, okay, so here, so what is the contact type we can give it, so the email if you need you can write it. So we can, if you want to give any field values, like I'm just going to the state to state to in progress, I think for the system, like that we can give the backend values of the system, we can give it. So initially this one, next the script will be like this one, email. So so here you can see if it is the current is nothing but, so what is the value we have give in the incident table, we'll use the current, and event is nothing but email wrapper, so what is the email, it is coming as a event. Next, logger is nothing but, if you want you can check the logs, and a classifier is nothing but email will be classified like this one. So if you want to write a script here, you can write it. So current dot, sorry, email dot body. So what was the we have entered there, it will come as impact equal to current dot, I'm sorry, first we can write current dot impact. So we are not sure this one, so if you not sure this one, you can go to the incident. So we can see what is the backend value of this impact. Sorry. Current dot impact equal to email dot body under email underscore body. Sorry, this is the email dot body, right? I think email dot body dot impact. That means what is the value in that impact, will give it. Next, current dot urgency dot. like that. Whenever if you write a script, then it will be automatically create a record. But unfortunately, I cannot create an inbound email action, so create a record by using the inbound action, as there is no accounts in that one. But if you know this all the topic, so you can easily understand this thing. I have one more video in that my channel, inbound action, which is a very previous one. You can please follow that one, same thing. So maybe what happened, so I cannot show you the all the stuff in that one, since there is a restriction from the September 1st onwards for service now. I cannot show you. And here you can see stop processing. Stop processing is nothing but whenever if you have multiple inbound action with the same condition and one was executed, if you want to restrict that execution if you want to multiple inbound actions, you need to execute it. We can make as a stop processing as a false. But if whenever if you made a stop processing, if the first thing inbound action executed, the second thing will not be executed, as there is no inbound action stop, as there is no other options will be there, which means, so other inbound actions, if you want to stop execution, you can give the stop processing for it. So this is the basic fundamental of the inbound email action. Till now what we discussed, anyone has any queries? For this one also I cannot give any task, because as I don't have what you called as I cannot give any condition like this one. We don't have setup for it, so I cannot give any task for you. So anyone has any queries for this? This is the very small topic. So now, as we discussed earlier, now guys,